So coming with the OSI, did anybody had on little bit research what actually it is and how they are working? Yeah, I am asking that anybody have done any kind of research about OSI layer or the applications and other layers, the functionalities. Yeah, okay. If you got time, good. That's great. You can explain your side. What are the things that you have learned? So everybody can get the understanding. Then I can just add up the things what we have to cover. I will write all the layers of the applications. Anybody, whatever the things you have done after the class, that I am asking. Anything you have gone through, check out it later, as per your curiosity to go through. That's the main thing. Is that yes, correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, got it. Not a problem. Is that I got the idea. What about the others? If you all got time something to research, or maybe you have just gone through with the YouTube video about the internet, how it is working, anything like that. Anyone have check out at that particular part? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Now that's the other thing that you learn research. That is the part. Now I will add my expertise, what I have learned, and the functionalities that we're going to learn it. Okay, so I'm creating a two diagram that will help you. So already I have seen that we have the layers are available, and it's up to you that how you are learning this thing. but the thing is that we have to understand one core concept that I will explain with the diagram, so you can understand the functionalities of each layer. Okay, so that is the thing. You can even learn from the top to bottom. That's the or even you can go to bottom to up. In some websites, some places they have written bottom to top or maybe top to bottom. It's a vice versa. So there is no one specific layer, because it's up to you that how you are understanding. You're going with the first the lower layer to upper layer, or from upper layer to lower layer. It depends on the person to person. There is no specific rule is written, because OSI layer is just that is important. I will write here as a note. It just a theoretical concept. We cannot implementing this whole layer in a real time scenario and implementation. What we are implementing in a real time, so that is a TCP layer, TCP IP slash that we are IP stack mode, and that is what we do practically. So the communication right now we are doing through Google Meet, sharing my screen, and all the communication is based on this TCP IP stack model. Okay, so when the internet is invented, it is enriching to all over the world. The internet evolution is going on. So the first thing which is come is the TCP IP model. Later some researchers have done after 10 years of research part, like something like that. So at that time OSI layer was introduced, that everybody can learn more in depth about this 7 layers. If I showcase you OSI versus TCP slash IP model, you will get the things. Maybe if you have seen some images, you have seen the comparison also, something like that how we are compromised, or something like this way, correct? Like this first you can say first, or you can go with the last method, that is last 3 layers is compromised with application, and then we have this is particular transport network, and the last means the first, it's a network interface, correct? I am correct on this note? Everybody got the idea? Okay, so that's the thing. And if you go with the full form, I will write it, so don't worry that what are the things are there. I will write all the full forms, so that will help you to learn the things more in depth. That we call the open system interconnection, and TCP stand for the transmission control protocol, and IP stand for internet protocol. Till here everything is clear. Now it's up to us that maybe we can go from top to bottom, or maybe bottom to top. So it's person to person, like I explaining in this approach. At the end, the thing is that we understand the networking concept more in detail. That's the first priority is there. Okay, so here let's see, we have the 2 system I have built. Okay, now in both the system you can see we have to transfer some data. So here I will take something called message, or some data which I am sending. Okay, spelling is wrong. Okay, or I am sending a mail, something like that. So I will just connect this thing in a bigger way. Everybody can able to see the diagram properly. Anything is there, let me know. Okay, thank you. So this is the like how we are sending the data. So we'll take an example between our own candidates we have. I go with the Benjamin is there, Bushi is there. Okay, so I will just take a name without them. So here we get, okay, it will be like something this, and I will take one more, that will be like Benjamin, and I will connect this thing to, so Benjamin is sending some data. Obviously it is a part of Let me enhance the later so everybody can understand it. 14, I think, good. So Benjamin is sending something to Bushi. That will be a kind of mail and communication. So this is a normal application that we use. As a normal, if we are going with some free service, so that will be like Gmail. It's a very easy and convenient. We can transfer the data from one friend to another friend like this way. Okay, that's how the thing is comes in a real time. And maybe we can say this is some kind of application that we open that is running on this particular platform. Taking a simple example of Gmail. Okay, so that is the thing that we have done. But actually what is happening in the background, that we have to learn. Okay, that how the 7 layers are working, and at every layer what are the functionalities is all about. Okay, that is the thing that we have to do. So I will just copy this all the layers and I will take text and then I will paste it. Control A. It is text. Great. Now I will just enhance the quality. This is how we look like. Okay. Let me just align this thing in this manner. Copy and copy paste. This is how it look like. Okay, so even in your laptop or your system, this whole 7 layers are also working. Then we need to understand. Now going with the physical layer, I think that is an initial approach that we see in lots of websites, that we go with the that we call the bottom to up or the vice versa. That is not the issue is there. Only the thing is that I am thinking about as an end user perspective. You are the end user perspective. Okay, so that's why I will take as an application as a first layer. Okay, so that because see, we are interacting on a system, or we have the applications are there, so people understand in an easy way. Why we can go to hard approach? If I talk that we have to the first packet is generated in the physical layer, then goes to the data link layer and network layer, the concept is correct, but that for the technical persons who already working or who are studying in computer science background, correct, because before reaching to the computer networks, they already have taught about the computer fundamentals, like how hardware is working, how motherboard is working, what is the difference between hardware and software, that way. But someone who is from totally non-technical background and they are coming first time, so for them I explain a different approach. Okay, so that's why I'm taking as a physical as a last and application as a first. Because see, if I ask that you have sent the some Benjamin and send some data through mail to Bush, so he can open and see the mail and then it will reply according to the communication is going on. Okay, so as an end user, what is the thing I am just seeing in between both of them? That is the application layer. Okay, because that is a anybody please. Network, but how you can see the network? It's a connectivity and we are getting it. Of course we we have a network, then only we can able to access the email and then we can see, correct? That is the part. But let's suppose if you are using a mobile application, so after internet is disconnected, the messages are restored, so you can open it and later also you can see, correct? Right. So at the end we are interacting as an end user, that is the application layer. Okay, so application you can also say in a short approach, that is a functionality we call UI, or you can say the user interaction of any kind of application. Right now we are creating a notes for the training that we are taking. So if anybody miss or if anybody want to revise this thing, so they can go through with the notes part and you will get in a proper direction that what we have covered today's class, correct? So user interaction is the first approach. Right now I am taking a notes on the notepad. I am creating some diagram through online service through web browser. So here we have the Firefox browser and there I am running some online application to create a drawing. Maybe I can open the Paint and there also I can create it. It's up to feature to feature. It's a little bit easy because here I can just search some images, it can give the relevant image, but that feature is not available in the WordPad, correct? So that will be easy to understand for me as well as understand to you all. So interaction, or you can say the in technically we say UI, in that is the application, that is how we are interacting with the softwares or application. So that is a functionality is there, that is a feature of application layer. Anything extra it is doing? No. Correct. Because whatever the things application want to do, it will not do it automatically. When we are putting some input value, then only it is giving the output, and according to that it run. Got it. Now coming to the presentation layer, that is important. Now as per the word, we are thinking about something is presenting. Okay, but what actually the presentation is all about? So here I will divide this thing in three parts. The first will be the formatting of data. Second is particularly encoding and decoding, and the third is your encryption and decryption. Okay, so let's talk about the first part. Let's suppose Benjamin want to say something or to send some data to Bushi. They are a very good friend. Okay, so what are the approach or what are the method that Benjamin can use to send that the same data to Bushi? Let's suppose I want to send a hello message to Bushi. Okay, so I'm just sending hello. What are the different methods we can use to send the same message? Hello, how are you, Bushia? What's the thing is going on? Where you currently you're living? How's the life is going on? This kind of introductory, some basic questions I am asking. So what are the different methods I can deliver? Anyway, different languages. So I can say it's a part of one thing we call text method, text format. It can be native English, US or UK English, or maybe in India we call Hindi and different languages. Maybe if you are belonging to some African countries, so there will be some another slang is we use to communicate. Correct, that is a local. So that thing you can do. Anything else we can add here in the part? How about I can record one video and then I can send that particular same message. How about I can create one image, and or maybe the memes approach that we do generally, shortcuts, or if you aware about the emojis we use to with friends sending, instead of hi hello I just refer with the emojis. Correct, that is a very common things that we do even in the WhatsApps also. That thing, maybe if you don't have time to typing, so I can just do a audio record and then send it. So message is same, but the way of sending the data or converting data is different. That is what we call the formatting of data, or simply if I say, that will be a different combination called image format, video format, audio format, GIF is there. Okay, then we have doc files, PDFs, okay, PPTs are there, and then we are conveying something to the this particular different kind of format. Got it? Any doubt till here? Understand the approach, what actually we are talking about the presentation there. Correct? Yeah, that's the thing. So this is how same message but in a different approach we are presenting. Even in WhatsApp we have the option about uploading a documents, uploading a images, uploading a video. Correct, to get a reference part. So that is also the same thing which we call the formatting of data, formation of data. Now coming to the second part, we have that we call the encoding and decoding. It's generally happen in the terms of websites and the web portals, because that thing we use. So talk about the encoding and decoding is we can take an example with we have the URL encode. Let's suppose I'm something I'm searching on the internet. So here you can see if I just copy the whole Control-C copy, and if I paste in a new notepad file to just give an explanation what is URL encoding is. So this is how it look like. No wrap up. Okay, no issues there. This is how it look like. What the keyword I have searched, that is OSI versus TCP and IP. Correct. but in the background you can see the Google. If I talk about, this is how it look like. Okay, and if I go to a little bit more, then you can see properly. This is how. So this is the official website. Then we have the search, and I have searched this keyword OSI versus TCP IP. So I think till here the URL or the website link is correct, but next you can see it is showing that it is connected with the client Firefox browser, and some content is there, and then later you can see some this random data. That thing we cannot able to understand because it is a hidden data which is only understand by the Google website when they are fetching the data. Getting idea? So this is what we call the encoding part. We are doing the encoding, but in a different method that it will be accepted in some different format. Also, if you have used little bit about the Excel sheet or Word, so there we have different type of font style is there. Getting idea? Font style. So these are the different formats we have in the computer system. UTF-8 is there. ASCII code is there. This is a number system, like in a different formats we use. So if I showcase the ASCII code, it we have the full table A to Z in capitals, bigs. This is how it look like. So there will be some numerical values are actually we have that, like from starting from A to B, and including all the special characters that we use in a keyboard. So generally this thing we understand as a high level language, but computer understand this thing in a binary format. Okay, so remember this is actually at the end it's a machine. Okay, so any kind of laptop, mobile you are using, this is all just a machine, nothing more than that. Correct? If you can't do any action, the machine will not call you, or that particular machine will not call you that hey, you are not using this thing right now. There will be something your friend has sent, something unique. It is not giving you something like that. Even if you talk about that, if I have set up a notification, okay, so notification is set by human, or let's suppose you didn't given, so at the time of installation it is asked the all permission, then only the notification is also coming. If you disable the notification of WhatsApp or Instagram or maybe Twitter if you are using, or any new news website or something you are following, if you just off that notification, it will not come next time. Correct? So that's just a machine. This laptop, this system that you are using, it can be any vendor, Mac, HP, Lenovo, Acer, Asus, Dell, everything is just a simple machine. If I don't touch it, it will not do anything from itself. Correct? If it is doing itself, so it's become a part of AI, because it is learning automatically and then giving the response. Getting the idea? So you can take example with Tesla, because it's a good combination of lots of technologies as a mixer. It's a ML integration, that is machine learning, AI, then deep learning. So these are the new technologies that's integrated. Then that particular car was introduced, so that you can do automatically set up the thing and it will automatically run in an autopilot mode. Correct? So that's the concept we have to understand, and here we are using that method we call the URL encoding and decoding. So generally we go with the base 64 and base 32 format, or maybe previously we are using the base 60 or maybe 2. Also one thing remember that in did you have ever maybe not noticed this thing, but all the calculation you are doing in computer systems or in a part, so that will be always in the 2k power I think n. So the calculation will be the 2k power n, or you can say 2 multiples, anything you can take. It's always be a multiple of 2, or if you know the table of 2, you can do any kind of calculation, because that number calculation, anything is there, everything in the 2 format, like 2 into multiply, 2 into plus, 2 into minus, something like that. And a reason is that because this is also a machine, and machine understand the language called binary only. We as a human understand high level language, but this system, this laptop, the mobile cannot understand high level language. Okay, this is converted into from high level to low level to binary language. And binary language, what actually it is? It's just a 0 and one similar. That's it. Okay, any question anybody have, do let me know till here. All good. So that's the thing. If I give one example, let me just go to the base 64 encode. You will get online tools available, so you can use anything to encode or decode. There, and if I have to type like hello, and if I just encode this thing, so this will be like in this format, base 64 format is there, and there you can see some of the different format. These are the design characters actually. This is like, evolution of computer generations. So they are, when evolving, they have some different unique number of sets we use to understand, and the conversation should be faster, because I am reading in a high level language, but machine cannot understand this thing. They understand only two input value, that is 0 or 1. That's it, nothing extra. So yeah, these are the different data set format that I am asking about, like ISO, ASCII code is there, then some different countries we use big 5 CP, like these are the things. So we don't have to stress on this particular part, just understand the main thing, how the conversation is going on. To encode binaries, you can see. So image is document. Have you anybody have opened the image in a notepad file? Let me showcase it. So it is also in a rich document. We as a human understand and see the image, but coming to the platform of computer, they cannot see image as an image. They only understand that thing also in a 0 and 1 format. So if I take a, okay, this is in one logo is there. So if I go right click it, there you can see I will opening with the notepad file. So that's how the notepad content is written. There you can see this is a PNG format. So it's a PNG image, then some comment, and this is actually data is, which is a rich document, what we call it, because we cannot able to understand. I can see that it is written in some alphabetics characters, then we have some special characters, but I cannot format any sentence. Okay, now this will convert into the binary format, and then machine will run it. So it's a very big file, even a small image we have. So that's what we call the PNG, the formation of data. Okay, and that we call the encoding and decoding part. Okay, now this is what we call the security perspective, encryption and decryption, how we are securing the data. Okay, here also we are using the same above format, but only the thing is that here we are following some algorithms, and that comes into the field of cryptography. It's also one part of cybersecurity, which we call as a crypto analysis, as a job profile. If anybody wanted to become a cryptographer or cryptography research and creating their own algorithms to encrypt the data in a very strong format, so that we call as crypto analysis, who are doing the study on this particular part. Okay, so there we follow cryptography. I will explain this thing in a detail later, what is actually cryptography is all about. Okay, so just take example of your passwords are saved somewhere. So the question for me is that you are using, I think, the Mac OS, and one person is using the Windows OS. So my question is that when you don't have the internet access and when you log in, so the system got login. Okay, so there is a question comes that where your login ID password is stored. Same thing for the Windows also. Which location? Because this is something like it is not authenticated by the online. If we don't have the internet access, still we can log into a system and access it. Correct? So any idea? Anybody have? In the RAM, if I'm not wrong, but it is the wrong answer. Now again think. Anybody can try? The question is that when you have ID, Mac login ID is there, or Windows operating system login ID. So whenever you just log out your Windows or the Mac OS. So when you come up, after some time you can log in again. So there will be some password they will ask. So that password, where it is stored in the system, that I am asking. Log file, but know the exact location. Any idea about that thing? No one? Okay. So I think in Mac, if I ask, so there will be some pop-up comes whenever you save some password. There will be some pop-up come to authenticate if you are installing something new stuff. Correct. So that application name, I think something is no, server is not required, because if it is offline, you are not accessing internet, then even then only also you can access the laptop. Correct. If it is not connected with the internet, even you can log in your Windows system or Mac system, and you can do whatever the task on a daily basis you are doing. Correct. So server is not required here, because server is something like we are connected with internet at that time. So the authentication will be done from the server side, but here the authentication process is done by the local system. That means the password is somewhere stored in the local system. Okay, so you can search with something key vault or key store is there. There you can auto save your password to authenticate in the Mac part. Coming to the Windows, so there we have the location in C drive, Windows log folder. You can go to the system32 folder and then config folder, and there is a file called SAM. So there all your Windows password is stored, and this is not in the RAM, this will be in the ROM memory. Maybe you are using SSD, or maybe you have the older laptop, so they are supporting the hard drives. That's the thing. Okay, here also comes the two more new terms. What is RAM memory and what is in a ROM memory? Anybody knows the difference between both the things? The that is the full form, actually functionality difference. I have asked that thing. Anyone else what actually this thing is? Now I will ask in a different format question. So your laptop configuration is, you all are using maybe 8 GB RAM laptop configuration, and how much you have the storage? If it is a Mac, so maybe 500 GB SSD, or there is a maybe chance that if you are little bit more invest, so there will be 1 TB of SSD. Correct. And if it is a Windows laptop, so of course they have 1 TB of hard drive is there, or maybe it will be 256, 512, or maybe 1 TB, 104 GB of SSD. So this is what we call the RAM, and this is what we call the ROM. So why ROM is extra as compared to RAM? Same thing you have in mobiles, but in mobiles Apple will not reveal that how much RAM they have, and the storage they will tell. Correct. 128 GB storage, 64 or 256. Correct. So what's the difference? Why this RAM is not giving more? As I already have this much ROM is there, so I cannot get the same configuration or same GB of storage, something like that, because both are the memory, so they are storing something. But why this big difference is there? That's the question is there. Anybody have any idea? Think about like that way, like you are using these things very longer time. If you talk about the mobile gen part, correct, not laptops we can change randomly. It will, if we have BIOS, so at least 3 to 4 years we use for our daily task, but mobile we can change, we can afford that thing. No, so anyone knows little idea? Or even if I showcase my configuration, so there also you can see I have around RAM is around 24 GB RAM is there, while I have 500 GB of SSD. You can see the SSD and the model, and then I have the hard drive is there, so it is some model number it is written. Okay, so why these two things are more and the memory is less, only 24 GB? There will be something that we have the difference. Okay, so the difference is that RAM is actually used when we are doing some kind of real-time task. Real-time task, and the data will be permanent, not permanent. The data will store as temporary format. Temporary. While this is for not a real time, and the data will store for permanently. Even if you shut down the particular part, so the storage which you got as a permanent, this is called the ROM, and the RAM is something you have in a real task. Let's suppose right now, if I didn't save this file, directly I shut down the system, so whatever the things I have updated before saving this thing, that will be automatically deleted. Or if I visit any browser, I am using this browser, and suddenly I just shut down the system, so what are the website which I am visiting, it will go as a delete format, because that is running on a real time. So here you can see in the task manager also, right now the real use is memory, because the applications, all the softwares which is running, so they are used for memory, correct? So if we see high task or any kind of a heavy software we want to run, we require more RAM, not for the storage part. Okay, if we want to save some large amount of data, movies, personal images, videos, audios, then we go for the SSD or hard drive, right, in that way. Okay, so that's the difference is there in between this particular part. Now everything is clear. So that's why the passwords are stored in the ROM, that is permanent storage, because even you shut down your system, the password and the content is stored. That is thing is that comparison you can say. Anybody have any doubt in this part? All clear? Yeah, so that's the presentation layer. So it's have three type of functionalities. Here I will write one more task. Search about on Linux operating system. The location in Linux operating system, that's the task I will write. Later you can search it. So here we have three functionalities of presentation layer. That is, first is the formation of data, how you are seeing the data. Even in the right now I can you can see the comparison. Here I am using a notepad file, so it's a very limited feature that I can just write and read the text format of data. But when I go to the web browser, I have image based video based data. I can see, I can open the real-time video, so interacting is going on. I can open YouTube channel, so there I can see video format, correct? So that's what we call the formation of data. And the second is encoding and decoding. Right now the very few example I have given, but when we go into the depth in the practical part, so there you can get the real actual application scenario where we are using this thing. And encryption and decryption, just take example with your password. Okay, so the passwords are stored in a strong algorithms that we use. Maybe not everybody have heard about it, but maybe if you have used, we have AES is there, DES is there, okay, RS is there. These are the cryptographic functions we use. And to developing this thing, what we call as is particularly part of simply you can say it's a part of mathematics, mathematical calculations we are doing. Okay, so it depends on different algorithms that we will learn also in the next part when we covering the cryptographical models. Okay, now comes to the session layer. So I think session layer is very same as per the name is defined. It's all related to the connectivity with time part, because everything is matter is time, how you are communicating, how you are taking the meetings and all the management part, because everybody have a limited. How much time is that? That is a 24 hours only. Is anybody is here who have extra hours is available, so we can share with them. Okay, so it's a part of synchronization, real-time synchronization process. How you can take an example. You have seen some of the website when you visit and log in, after some time it will automatically log out. Or if you have done some online transaction, online, maybe the banking transaction. So that particular third party portal that you are using, it also have some time limit that you can apply or do the transaction in between that particular time limit. If the time is over, you have to re-log in, and then you can able to do the transaction. Same thing if you have used some website, so they will ask for the OTP verification. That is we call the one-time password. So that will be the also a time limit foundation we have. And whatever the internet calling we are doing, so it's creating a particularly called the time synchronized. Because if I ask what is your current time in your local time, what is the local time is there? It's a EST or it's a central time. Central time. So it's a central time, maybe in the night around half 8 or maybe 7, something like this coming. It's a PM right now in their part, but in my side it is a IST, so it's actually morning 8:40. You can see in my screen also, so that is 8:40 AM is the particular part. Okay, so there will be almost like 10 to 11 hours difference is there. Okay, so this timing is available differences, but as an end user I'm not able to see any kind of differences there, because when I'm doing a call with the Google meeting, you can see you are seeing the timing as your local geolocation wise, and I am in different location, so I am seeing the time in a different location wise, but the communication is going on in a real time. Whatever I am speaking, whatever I am sharing my screen, you can see in a real time. So that what we call the time format. And even when we do any kind of live matches is going on, anybody is fan of any sport, anybody, maybe you are using basketball, we have great soccer, so we have soccer is there, so we love football is also we have. So like these are the games everybody love to play if they got time, or maybe they see some live matches, and there will be some favorite players are also there. Okay, so the live matches are in different locations, but you can see in your local time. So this is how the things maintain. And mainly the session part, like how the session is going on. Even you can see there will be some restriction if we taking a Zoom. Everybody have used the Zoom application for some video call, or maybe the Teams. Yeah, so so great. So when we schedule some meetings, there will be a time option is there. It will give some notification maybe 30 minutes before or maybe 10 minutes before. We can do that notification. So that notification is coming from where, when we have set that particular time, and after the meeting we have limit within 1 hour or 40 hour minutes, so it will automatically also the meeting will end. Or maybe we have the control, if we are a host, so we can extend that particular session if something is good is going on that thing. So this is all about the session, that how the time is managed. Same thing is also if you are using the Facebook in your laptop in a web browser, not in the mobile application, so the session will automatically log out after some time, or maybe the mail IDs that you are using, it will be automatically log out, so we have to re-log in after some certain time of period. Okay, if you talk about the Gmail, okay, so if we have one time login, so you can ask that if I log in one time, I can not need to log in again, it will automatically log in. So that thing is actually happen with the help of cache memory, not cache, sorry, that will be in the server side. Cookie memory we have in the browser, so that actually store the some information cookie, in which we have the user credentials and some certain information. So that session is actually stored in that particular cookie. It's a small memory that we use. So if you go to the any kind of browser settings, there you can go to settings, and there you can, if you search for cookies, you will get the cookies information. There you can see that if I will clear all the cookies, so what actually happen, I have to re-log in again. You can see how much I am not deleted any kind of part. So here you can see the cookie up to 2 GB store. That is very lots of data I have stored. So if I delete this thing, it will automatically delete it, because through that cookies I don't have to reach directly to every time server. It's a kind of mediator working, so it will just give a fast response to the end user. That's why the thing is there, but at a certain time it will automatically log out as per the backend servers which we are using for the protection and security part also. That is also important. Okay, so that's what we call the time part, how the timing is manage the functionalities is all about. Even you are doing the internet calling, so how the time is communicated in a different location wise, that is also the thing we have. Okay, that's the part. Now transportation, or sorry, not transportation, is a transport layer. So transport layer actually divided into two format. The first we call the TCP, so that we call as a transmission control protocol, and then we have the UDP, that we call as a unit datagram protocol. That's the thing. Now what's the difference between both the things? That here we call it's a connection oriented communication medium, and UDP in the same part, it's a non connection oriented communication. Now what's the difference between is that TCP, it's a particularly a transmission control protocol which give connection oriented means like when we send something from the Benjamin side to the Bushy, so we are waiting for the acknowledgement here, that Benjamin is waiting for the acknowledgement from Bushy that the mail is received or not, the message is delivered or not, or some delivery we have taken, so the delivery is done on time or not. So we are waiting for that kind of confirmations. Okay, this is like a real-time scenario. If maybe if you are using Amazon for any kind of e-commerce product you are delivering, so it will give app notification or SMS notification that your package has reached at this location. It will be delivered by the end of the day or by at this specific time part, or something like that mechanism follow. So if the package is delivered, it will give one confirmation that yes, the package is delivered. If it is not delivered, so we can go to help, ask for the support that the package is showing that it is delivered, but I didn't receive it. So where is my package? Where is my delivery? We can call. Same thing is also happen with the food. Maybe if you are ordering Domino's, burger, KFC, anything, if you are not in the mode of to cook the food. Okay, so that's the confirmation we are waiting for. That we call a technical term acknowledgement. We are waiting for the acknowledgement. That then after acknowledgement we say the full communication is completed. While in UDP we don't wait for acknowledgement. Simple. So that's the one difference is there. Now we'll take an example to understand more in detail. Simply on a daily basis we are using something, we have our application WhatsApp. Okay, so you understand the concept about the WhatsApp, how it is working. When we send something to in the group, or maybe to sending some data, a message, so it will give one single tick. The message that I have sent, until this is not delivered, it will not give a double tick sign. Have you ever noticed anybody? Maybe. Yes, and if until the particular receiver person not open and not read it, so it will not showcase you particularly a blue double tick sign. Okay, same thing is also happen if you are using Instagram or maybe Facebook Messenger. It will showcase that it is read or seen kind of message we use, that it is read by the user or it is seen by the user. Or maybe if you are using in LinkedIn, there also it shows that it is read or seen at this particular time by the end user. So we can confirm that particular person has already read or read that particular data but didn't respond yet. Okay, so that's the acknowledgement. There we are getting the acknowledgement at blue tick. Of course we have feature that we can hide this particular method that we have read or not, that will shows or not. That's the person to person, that's the part of privacy, that I want to reveal my privacy or not. That is a different thing. But this is the application method that we use on any kind of application you are using. Even if you are sending some SMS from a friend also, that is also part of things. So that's how the WhatsApp and different chat applications are working. We are getting a confirmation. But if I talk about taking example of mail system here, simply we can go with this Gmail. When we send something from, let's suppose I am sending some mail to everybody. So in that particular format, did we take we got any kind of acknowledgement that the mail is received and read by the user, something like that? I think no. Even I will showcase you in the real time. So if I open mail, let's go to compose something to my another mail ID. So here I will just composing to my another mail ID like this, some test mail subject, and then I'm just sending. Okay, so if I send here, what actually happened here, it will showcase you a message is sent there. If I send, you have to see here in this particular black corner, it will give one pop-up, the message is sent, but it is read, open, anything like that, it will not give any kind of confirmation. Let me showcase it. If I do send option, here you can see the message is sent. That's it. Okay, and if I open in a new mail ID, that the mail is received, so I will just do this thing. So this is my original mail from where I am sent. Here you can see message is sent. Now here I am opening this thing. Let me just refresh once. I think it is received or not. Yeah, here I received this message. Okay, because the main personal ID, so it is coming in the inbox part. And if I open, the conversation mark is that thing. Okay, I will opening it. So I open, I read the data, but in this particular part I am not getting any kind of confirmation or acknowledgement. So what I have to do, I have to call that particular person, or I do a WhatsApp message that I have sent the mail, do check please whenever you got the time, and just acknowledgement that thing. Correct? So that's the concept what we call we don't wait for the acknowledgement. So there is some pros and particularly no acknowledgements. I will write here, we got no acknowledgement. Okay, so that doesn't mean that UDP is a bad protocol, or this is the communication system is a bad approach. It's have its own functionality. The difference, if you search, so it's faster method to communicate compared to TCP protocol, if I say, because we are not waiting for acknowledgement, so the full communication system is completed. Correct. But here if we are waiting for the acknowledgement or the confirmation, so we have to wait. The connection is still open, the communication is still open. Correct. So that life cycle of communication is still open. So that's why in some areas TCP is helping us. Taking a simple example of in terms of security, so we are waiting for the authentication process. Maybe if you are using any authenticator app, two-factor authenticator, anybody using? Yeah, so until you didn't provide the that particular 6 or 7 digit of code, you will not get the login session. Correct. Or that confirmation of the mail part, that thing. So that's what the TCP is actually helping you. Until without authentication you cannot get the service access. Okay, why UDP is helping us for the faster method of communication compared to TCP. So here we are actually using the mails protocols. You go with the live streaming is using broadcasting is also in a use on a UDP protocol. Even the video, this meeting is also running on the UDP protocol. For this I will just open my Wireshark tool, and then I will showcase. This is a software that we use for analyzing the protocols, how the protocols are working. So you can see the traffic on my Wi-Fi connection, because I am connected with Wi-Fi. So I am streaming right now. It's a real-time streaming, and you all are guys able to see what is going on my screen. Don't worry about this Wireshark tool. In the upcoming days I will explain very detailed way, because it's a network monitoring tool actually. That's why. So here you can see the traffic, continuous traffic is going on. This is a fluctuation, ups and downs. So if I double click on it, there you can see from source to the destination. So source is my local system, and the destination is like my public IP address. So through public IP address, it is connected to your local public IP address, then you are receiving in your local system. So that is not an issue is there. Just see here which protocol we are using. It's a UDP protocol, because it's a continuous streaming is going on. Getting idea? That's the thing. So all the broadcasting, live streaming, buffering, YouTube, any OTT platform, Netflix also you are streaming. So this is all coming or working on the UDP protocol base, the non-connection, because we are not waiting for the confirmation. We are just doing the continuous sending the data. Okay, so that's the differences, and that's what the transport layer is doing in a simple way. If you want to do some kind of task in here, you can search about what is the difference between TCP versus UDP protocol. Another task for today, you can learn it. Any question anybody have? Anything didn't understand, let me know so I can explain with more examples. All good till here? Yeah. Right. Wireshark we use, it's a network monitoring tool we use to monitor the network traffic, how the communication is going on between different systems in a local environment. Okay, so we'll learn about Wireshark also in the training part. It's a one model is available, so don't worry about that thing. I just showcase you the differences so you can get more realistic, method and communication part. Okay, so moving the network layer. Yesterday also we have learned a little bit that it's a logical address. First thing, and it is working on IP address, that is internet protocol address. So internet is connected with the IP addresses. You can see different websites have their unique IP through where it can be accessible. Okay, so we use this particular task that we call the simply the internet access. So it's a logical, it is not a permanent, while data link is a permanent address. Okay, so that's the physical address. Reason is that here we are not using IP address. Here we are using a specifically called the MAC address is there. It's a system address, we can say simply. Now what is MAC address I will explain. You understand the working of network, that is the main connectivity of internet, how we are communicating. So that's a logical address actually we have. Okay, now to check IP address in your local system, you have to go into your command prompt. You can search for command prompt, or even you can type cmd as a small. So this is for the Windows, and for Mac users, they can open the terminal. You can search on the find bar button, and there you can type terminal, so it will open something like this kind of dashboard. Little bit the number here, the content is a little bit different. That is not an issue is there. You can try if you have the option. You can go to the find button, and there you can search for terminal. So it will open this kind of black, or some cursor is blinking, something like that. Okay, and for the Mac, I think you can use the to check your IP address. You can type, I think, ifconfig. You can type ifconfig because it's a Unix-based operating system. So I think this is the command that you can use, is ifconfig. And for the Windows, we use ipconfig. So you Windows users, you can type in the command prompt ipconfig. So there you will get the IP address of Wi-Fi, wireless LAN adapter, that is Wi-Fi, and there you can see I am getting IP address. This is how something. Or maybe if you cannot open the terminal, maybe you can go to your Wi-Fi connection, and there you can open the properties. There also you can see your local system IP address. This is your local system IP address, or also we call as a particularly the private IP address, which is your local system. Or if you are working in company, so that will be your company or the organization, or maybe if you are working some network part, so you can say network topology IP address. Okay, and then you will get one more IP address that everybody can search directly on Google. You can go to Google and simply type what is my IP address. You can go to Google, simply you can type the what is my IP address, or what is my IP. So here you will get some IP which is different to your private IP. So this is what we call the public IP. Public IP we use to access the internet. To access the internet. It's an outer IP address through which we are interacting, all the world. I am able to interacting with you, you are able to interacting to me. So everybody got this IP address is different. That's why I told you that it's a logical address. It will be not a permanent address. You can cross verify right now if you are using while, and just give me a confirmation that you have seen you are getting a same IP address or different. Anyone just check it. Yeah, yes. So I think somebody is getting maybe 10 100 or 120, something like that. Anybody? Anybody can tell it's your IP address from your side. I will just write here so everybody can get the idea. It's like some format will be there. So anybody can tell your IP address, or did you have messaged me? Okay, great, thank you. So this mod has sent his particular IP address. I will type here D as an initial, and if I am talking about my system, this is my public IP, so that is from my side. It will be like M. Anybody else getting? Not exact this, you will get 4. This is different 4 also. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Bushi also get that thing. So this is, so here you can see these are the different public IP addresses. That's why it's all it's in the format of actually IPv6 version. We'll discuss what is differences we have IPv6 and IPv4. So don't worry, because I will take a one long lecture tomorrow for this. What are the differences is there and how it is working. Right now understand that how IP is actually working. So here we can see this mount have 2600, but later it is changed. I have 2400 series because I am different geolocation maybe, and there you can see Bushi also have, but here it is changed. That means still we are communicating at the same place, but the address is different, correct? So that what we call the logical address. It can be changed also later on. Let's suppose if you switch to some another Wi-Fi connection or maybe mobile data connection, then you can again verify. Later after the class, if you have mobile data, you can switch to that, and then you can check what is my IP in Google. Simply you will get a different IP address, correct? So that's the particular concept we call the public and private IP. So public IP is through which we can access the internet, and I can access the internet. That's the thing. That is the part. While talking about the MAC address, that is running on the data link layer. So MAC address is something which you will get in your laptop, because it is used in the, like we have the Wi-Fi adapter, you have the Bluetooth adapter is there, then we have the Ethernet port, so there we have the address. Okay, these are the physical attached, because this is a chip that is attached. So MAC is stand for the media access control. So actually whichever the vendor they have created, it's a format of that particular addresses. Now how you can check this thing, I don't know the command. Let me check how to check MAC address in macOS. Actually I didn't use maximum macOS, that's why I'm searching. Okay, so even you can use the command prompt, that will be easy. There it shows ipconfig/all. So there you will get the MAC address or information, if I'm not wrong. Let me just check the command as a confirmation. So there you can see the theoretical concept, like how you can go to, I think it's in mobile also, you can see open setting general Wi-Fi address. There you will get the MAC address and other information. This is like then you have the Bluetooth option is there, then this is the thing. Same thing if I am going in the Android mobile, so in the Wi-Fi connection you will get the address. Okay, advanced option MAC address, there you will get it. So it's for the this is for Windows. So Windows we use the command ipconfig/all, or even we can use a single command we have in the Windows, so that we can use simply get MAC. It's a small command that we can use. So this is all my physical addresses. You can see here it is also showing physical address. So my Wi-Fi address is this one, and this is showing these two things is disconnected, because I am right now not connected with Ethernet port or LAN cable. That's why. Also my Bluetooth is not on, that's why it is showing the disconnection. Okay, in Mac I think you have to go to system preferences, network option, Wi-Fi. In Wi-Fi you can go to the advanced option, and in the advanced option you can see the MAC address here, that kind of thing. Same thing you can go with the Linux we can easily get it. That is a simple command we use, ifconfig -. So I think this is a good blog that is written that you can use it. I will send in the chat box, so you can check out it. Okay, so this is actually a physical address, because it is your physical device is connected, so you cannot change it randomly. Okay, that's the thing. And in the last, if we talk about So we have the physical layer. So physical, everybody I think knows it's a connection with the wired connection. We are using different kind of cables to transfer data through taking help of what we call the electricity. If electricity is not there, then this all thing is end. No system will run. Without power, everything is just like a dead body. Nothing is there until we don't have the electricity. So physical layer is attached with the power socket, LAN cables, Wi-Fi labels, cables we are using to transfer data. USB cables is also part of that thing. Okay, so that's the 7 layers that we have discussed. Any doubt at any layer, any confusion is there, you can ask. Anybody have? Do let me know. All good till here? Great. So that's the full concept about the OSI layer is that the same thing is also working in your single system as well as when you are transferring something or communicating with one to many system or many to many system. That's the thing. Okay, now what will be the task for today to move on further? We already understand the all 7 layers, correct? That how it is working, what are the functionality is there. Okay, now the next task that you have to perform in this part, or you can do the little bit research, that what is protocol actually, and on each layer which protocols are working on OSI layer. That is the thing. Then later I will explain about the functionalities about protocols working, how the protocols are working. As an example, if I take, so application layer have maximum protocols because it's the main interaction part, so every protocols are working here, but we have different, some protocols are also in different layers. We talk about HTTP, that is in hypertext transfer protocol is there. Maybe we can go with HTTPS with a secure layer. We have DNS is there, DSCP is there, we have SMTP for mail. Okay, we use for SSH for connection, we are using FTP for file transfer, we are connecting with maybe ARP is there, RARP is there for address resolution protocol. Okay, maybe we can go with the IMAP, and POP3 we use for mail protocol communication. Okay, we have more, so we'll go in depth about this thing. And working functionality is also important because that's how this application softwares are actually working. Without networking you cannot able to transfer data. So how this thing is convert, how the things getting the information, that we will learn tomorrow's task. But before that you need to a little bit research, just familiarize with this particular highlighted keywords, the term. If you get time you can search about the full form. Even if you get extra time you can search about the functionalities, how the HTTP is working. HTTP and HTTPS you can see on the website URL. If I copy this thing, so you will get a, this is how it look like. So this is a protocol which I am using, and this is a DNS we have, domain name system, and the full form we call the domain, that is a website name we call. Okay, so technically it's a part of networking, but we as a layman person we use like it's a website link or some link is there, that's it. So I will explain in a detail how this thing is working, what actually the protocol is all about, that thing. So this is a research part you have to do. Okay, from your side, whatever you can learn, then I can add on that particular part some more extra stuff. Okay. Anybody have any question, query till here? Do let me know. All clear? Then yeah, please ask. All good? Okay, so that is the first task. Or maybe if you got extra time, so search the next task is what are the cyber attack we have on each OSI layer. That will be the next task. So you can see I'm just building your core skills, then we are coming to the cybersecurity. Okay, so that's how I just giving you guidance that we need to go step by step. Of course, you're gonna learn lots of things. uh, Even I can directly jump into the cybersecurity attacks, and then I can move further. That will be my part of your task, but you have to learn for this, for the job perspective, and taking a job after course completion. That is the main target we have to take. Okay, so these are the basic questions they will ask. Even in the networking, they will ask like what is the DNS, how it is working, what kind of attack is possible with this. So that is redirecting to the main domain name. Like this is the website you have. So this website is working on which protocol? HTTPS. How the domain is look like, this is like, so what kind of possible attack will be available. So this is like a technical question we have. Or if I say simply on this website, how you can perform the attack, how you can hack the website. Correct, that will be a direct question. But I'm not asking as a direct, we are just reformat the question and then I am asking. So this like an intelligence into us maybe ask. So we need to learn from base to advanced level. Okay, so this is the today's task that you have to do all. Take time to learn this thing and let me know any kind of question or query is there before we can close today's session. Anything you want to add? All good here? Yeah. So for a reference website, I will provide you one reference website. For a little bit Linux journey is there, or you can go with the tutorial point computer networks. Tutorial points computer network is also there, but it is like a total computer networks, so you don't have to read everything. You can take time to invest and then you can read later. This is like CPU, output, input device, RAM, memory, mother unit, port, software. This is like full course is there actually. These are the LAN cables we use. This is the report, how this routers look like. These are all means main core networking part. So you can check out it if you got time. So for even we have other topics is also there, but any kind of question comes, do ping. That's the main task is that. Okay, so that's the two thing as a reference site for learning. You can learn, and any kind of question comes, feel free to ask. That is the first priority is there. Okay, yeah, calotin, it's help how to okay, yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, that's the today's task that you have to perform. Okay, so check out it, and also if you want to learn something new extra, so there will be little task that how you can find your friend IP address location. That will be interesting. I will showcase you to perform, but if you want to search this thing, how you can find your friend location IP address, what kind of method you can use, that you can ask, or you can research about this thing also. That will be interesting. Like still we are learning a little bit theoretical. Initially little bit theoretical is there, but I will showcase you this thing as a practical, so you can check out and then let me know. Okay, yeah, any other question, query? All good? Great. So we'll close for today's session. We'll connect tomorrow. Till you can try, learn, I'll revise the things, and this will be interesting. I will showcase you in a practical way. Okay.